And this month, our focus is holy boldness. And today's message is colorful to the core, given by our wonderful, newly titled Reverend Charlene Banks. We're so glad that you joined us today. Please feel free to add to the chat or in the comments any prayer requests or celebrations that you would like to have included later in the service when we provide our community spiritual mind treatment, which is a form of affirmative prayer. This is if you're in the Zoom room. We invite you to get comfortable and relax into this moment as we officially begin our service with this welcoming video.
Please join us as we create our sacred space. We set our intentions of deepening into our awareness and practice of our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting this candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar is sacred study, represented by the divine quality of truth. We use this pillar to recognize the importance of an open mind and the power of our minds. The second pillar is affirmative prayer, represented by the divine quality power. This pillar honors the power of prayer in our daily lives. Our third pillar is meditation and the divine quality of peace. This pillar reminds us of the importance of meditation and the peace we feel when we quiet our minds. The fourth pillar is circulation and the divine quality of life. We know that the great law of circulation works in our lives. As we give, so shall we receive. And the fifth pillar is sacred service and the divine quality of love. This pillar affirms our call to be of service to our world as we see through the eyes of love. Let us close our eyes as we bless this sacred space and our time together. As we weave each of these pillars of spiritual living into our service today, may they deepen our own spiritual practices of study, prayer, meditation, circulation, and service, expanding our minds and our hearts to the 5 divine qualities of truth, power, peace, life, and love. We also bless everyone who made our service possible today and everyone in attendance. May the energy of love that is generated here bless everyone abundantly, and so it is.
And now that you have done our pre-flight check into service, I invite you to find a comfortable space so that you can deepen into meditation and become into a meditative state where you'll feel calm and you'll feel regenerated and you'll feel peaceful and at ease. And so I invite you to minimize distractions and sit comfortably or lay down. You can close your eyes if that feels safe and comfortable to you. And just being aware of the breath as it flows through the body. So as it's coming in and as it's releasing. Paying attention to that rhythm of the breath, not trying to control it or shape it, but just allowing it and becoming aware of it. And imagine that that breath is going down the whole body to the feet. Taking an example of the trees around us. Imagine roots spreading from your feet with every breath that you take in The roots grow. With every breath you take out, the roots grow deeper and deeper. Feeling the nourishment of the planet as it provides a cradle of nutrients, warmth, life, love, and support. And feeling this breath, becoming aware of the breath. Imagine it coming up the body now. The roots are going down, down, and imagining the breath going to the base of the spine. And if it feels comfortable, to give a little smile to the base of your spine which supports you. The spine which carries the electrical impulses of the body, protects the back, keeps the body in position where it needs to be. So feeling gratitude for the spine of your body. Now imagine the breath coming up to the heart. And if it feels comfortable, giving a little smile into the heart space of the body. And the heart literally keeps the body going and supplies the blood to where the body needs to. Feel the blood flowing. But the heart also symbolizes our capacity to love, to give and receive love, to give and receive compassion, empathy, understanding. Starting with the self, giving a little smile to your heart. Just feeling the love and appreciation. Now feeling the breath go to the throat. The throat, which has our voice, gives power to our ability to speak, to sing, to take in. Like the lungs, they exchange information and energy. The throat does the same. So giving a little smile to the throat. And then with this final breath, feeling that energy into the crown of the head. And the mind has the ability to think. Any thoughts that come to the mind, just come back to the breath. The awareness of the breath going in and out. Feeling this energy body around you expand into the galaxy around you. Extending beyond the stars. Giving a little smile to the mind and the head. And feeling that breath just take you way down to the feet again. And with awareness, just wiggling the toes a little bit more, wiggling the fingers, maybe fluttering the eyes. Just putting your hand on your heart and feeling the love that you are. Thank you. And now we will listen to Leah.
Thank you so much, Kristen. I believe we've sung this song together before, and just in preparation of singing it, carrying that energy, that self-love to ourselves, recognizing and appreciating all the colors that we bring, but also to everyone else in this space, in your physical space and beyond. As you sing the song with me, imagine to whom you could be singing it, whether it's somebody you want to sing it to easily or that it takes a little bit of challenge to do so. It's worth the work. Just as you are without changing a thing, just as you are, I accept you. I see you, I hear you, I welcome you in, just as you are, just as you are. Just as you are without changing a thing, just as you are, I accept you. I see you, I hear you, I welcome you in, just as you are, just as you are. Just as you are without changing a thing, just as you are, I accept you. I see you, I hear you, I welcome you in, just as you are, just as you are, just as you are. Just as you are.
I love that song. It's so funny while you were singing, I looked over to my dog who she heard you start and she just settles in and goes, and it just went to sleep. And I thought, even like, you know how pets love you unconditionally? They are the most embodied presence of just as you are. They're not going to come in and say, so you didn't start your paper, have you? How's that thesis going, Charlene? No, she just comes and licks me and wants to be in my lap, even though she's huge. This is the energy of just as you are, and I'm so grateful to have such beautiful music from Leah and such a wonderful grounding, rooting meditation. I didn't know how much I needed that, Kristen. Appreciate it. So today, the title, Colorful to the Core. I mean, if a title was a person, colorful to even my language. And it's curious how I chose not to wear a super colorful outfit, but rather pronounce this nice little colorful necklace that my mom got me from Panama, apparently Panama Canal, when she went to visit. And I just thought about that. I thought, isn't it interesting? All right. You know how many colors there are in the rainbow? Well, 8 in the rainbow, but between that, so many expressions of different colors. Wouldn't it be interesting if, or let's say, wouldn't it be terrible if we decided that only one of those colors was worth it and that all the other ones were terrible? Wouldn't it? I mean, of course, physically, that's not even possible because of the way light works and the way the spectrum works and the way there's even more colors. There's stuff that you can see on either side of the rainbow that's what our eyes can detect, the Roy G. Biv colors. But you know, there's infrared and ultra. Anyway, it's crazy how, as a culture and as a people, we do not allow the range of personalities the range of sexual identities, the range of language speaking, the range of gender identities of we don't allow that same range when it comes to each other. For some reason, we decide that only a particular body style is the one that we should go for, and we go around and do stuff to try to make ourselves look like something that's probably not natural for our particular physique. It would be the equivalent of a rose being so beautiful in its glory and then having a tulip look at the rose and say, what kind of surgery can I get to look? Yeah, I'm gonna get some petal surgery so I can look like that rose, because roses are better than tulips. The flowers don't do this, I'm certain. They just shine in their glory just as they are. And we get to gaze upon all the different beautiful flowers, and we value each and every one of them for what they bring without expecting one flower to bring some attribute that's not natural to that particular flower. We don't do that kind of thing with anything else except each other. I just thought about that. I'm like, so if we're here to express the divine, and we all are, each and every one of us, from the highest evolved being to the rock, we are each here to express the vast abundance, the array of infinite choices of the divine creator. Then who are we to take part of our true selves and hide it away so that we can be approved of by others? Who are we to just focus on the external and ignore our inner urges because, oh, what would people say? Because I feel that the divine source put us here for a reason. We are here to express our true nature. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again, because every time you hear it, you're a different person than you heard it last time. But life needs us to complete itself. It needs us. How do I know that? Because we're here. And so the more we can be truly ourselves, because isn't growing up the process of peeling away that which is not really ours? Isn't it just it's just taking the core of ourselves and peeling off anything that's unlike it? And we could have picked up all kinds of all manner of affectations and accents and style of dress and hair and styles, and we could have taken that on in order to fit in. But part of growing up is shedding each one of those things that's not us. One by one, we chip away at the parts that are not us. Much like Michelangelo, when asked, how can you carve such a beautiful statue out of that marble? And he answers, well, it's kind of simple. You just chip away the parts of the marble that aren't the statue, and you end up with this beautiful. That's part of our growing up. We look at ourselves internally and as a reflection in each other's eyes. And we decide, is that who I really am? Is that who I want to be? Each day we wake up, and if we're doing our practice, we'll meditate in the morning, or we'll do some sort of conscious breathing or anything that connects us to our higher self, which allows us to kind of chill out a little bit. And with that not so heightened energy, with a calm energy, we move into the world. And the way we move with our energy will affect, in a cascading domino type of way, ripple effect will happen to those we come into contact with. We bring a certain energy, and then we are that energy, and it's felt throughout the people we contact. And that could make a difference. The way we show up in the world each and every day can start a positive ripple effect, or it can start a negative ripple effect. And we may never know. We may never see how far that ripple has gone. But it's okay, because if we take care of ourselves, like I like to say, keep our side of the street clean and work on what shows up, and don't try to hide it. Don't try to run from the negative feelings. Sit in it and ask, what is it here to show us? and then looking for all the things, all the internal interest, curiosity, follow what it is you want to do. What excites you, do that, because that's the divine knocking. Hello, you have a purpose here. And if we're busy with our head down trying to get those numbers crunched because you got to get the TPS reports in on time, well, that's energy that's being taken away from our divine path. And you know how you know when you're kind of getting off track? We start feeling uncomfortable. We start feeling dis-ease. There's a sense of disharmony, a sense of dissatisfaction, all the dis words, discord, and something's off. We'll ask ourselves, I wonder what's up. And we might try to reorganize our lives and sort of fix our diet. It's so funny how when I have something really big looming, I think that my problem is I should exercise more. And there's a closet that is in need of organizing right now, right this minute. Typical. But and usually it's a discomfort. There's something I'm not on my dharmic path. So this dharma, what are we here to do? What are we here to do? Who are we meant to be? That is coming out as we listen more closely to how we show up in the world. And we were talking about this yesterday, how we serve others. How can I serve others? And when we come from that and we follow our passion, and that passion happens to be something that I can help others with, I can serve, then we'll start to feel a little more easeful, restful, a little more positive energy will be the order of our senses. We'll just morph in the flow. And this flow is a natural byproduct of living on purpose. So it's important that we do this work. It's important that we're here together to kind of share with each other and have this spiritual community, and we get to talk about what's up for us. Like we did yesterday, we share our dreams and we try to figure out what's my higher self trying to nudge me toward. Because as we listen, we start to grow toward the direction we're meant to be on, and then things feel a little more comfortable, a little more comfortable. And it's interesting too, how that doesn't mean that just because you're in an uncomfortable place that it can't teach you. Oh my, listen, there's probably a book in you that needs to be written, and that book needs details. So if you're having a terrible time, take notes. Take notes, write a journal, write it all out, because here's the deal. You're not going to be in this space forever. You're going to grow through it, and then you're going to help someone else come along behind you. You're going to make that road a little more smooth for somebody who's also going through this and has no idea how they're going to make it through. And there'll be things that you're interested in, and you'll have no logical reason whatsoever to be interested in that. It's just, you feel like, I was reading a story about a woman, and she had a lot to do. She's trying to write books, and she's going on this she's studying the Vedas, and she's talking about Dharma. And she says all of a sudden, she's like, I should learn how to be a DJ. The rest of her body is like, girl, you're already stacked with a ton of things to do. You're already usually late to things. Why would you sign up for that DJ class? And something tells me. And I guess it was around 2019 or so. And so every time, she says in her little story, every time it was time for her to attend this class, she thought of all the things that she probably should be doing. But I guess I signed up for this DJ class. I guess I'll show up. So she keeps showing up for the class, and she loves it. She loves dancing, and she loves just being herself. And so it was fun once she got to class, but just trying to make herself do it was kind of like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Well, then she says COVID hit, and she already had a following. She's one of these millennials that are doing amazing things on Instagram. She said that she got her group of people that were already following her for Vedic stuff. She's like, dance party every morning, 10 a.m., meet me live. And she used her DJ skills to come up with just the right songs. And she's like, they were twerking and they were dancing. And then people wrote to her and were like, you saved my life. When COVID hit, I was depressed. I was thinking it's only going to get worse. But then I saw in your feed, there's a party. And then I know there's other people dancing. I felt better. You saved my life. And she says, now, did I know when I signed up to be a DJ that I'm going to save lives? No, I didn't know that. That's not, so she said that your dharmic path is defined by you being interested in some things, and they're going to be used for the highest good at some point. But if we don't follow our interest, it's similar to people who they don't take action, but they have dreams, but they don't take action, but they have dreams. The joke where the guy says, God, please let me win the lottery. Please let me win the lottery. Praise, praise, praise for months at a time. God finally says, dude, meet me halfway and play the lottery. Long blinks. So are we taking action when we decide what it is, when we get a vision that's going to pull us towards something? Or are we just going to wait till the pain of not being in our dharma, not doing what we were called here to do, becomes so painful that it pushes you? And absolutely, both of these things happen in all of our lives. Things become so painful the way we're doing things that we're finally open. Okay, fine, I'll accept the help. Okay, I've done all the different ways myself. Just help me. Sometimes there's that. And then sometimes there's a aha moment where we just wake up and we're like, you know what I want to do? I just had one of those recently. I was like, wait a second. I could mentor people in whatever way I want to. Like, I used to think that when you mentor people, it has to be a certain way. Recently, I was just talking to the dream group about it because that's where we workshop our dharmic path. I was like, huh. So I did have that idea. I'm in the shower and I'm like, Shar, you're teaching a bunch of people about AI. You're teaching a bunch of people how to get into the cloud, and you can help people one-on-one. You used to do that. Why don't you do that again? And I couldn't think of a reason why not. And I love to see a light bulb go on top of somebody's head when I'm talking about something and they're going, I'm like, yep, that's that reward. So how can you inspire others? Well, one way, just be yourself. Be yourself. People that don't like it, well, they won't come back. Great. People that do like it, they'll show up over and over again, and they're part of your crew. It was so awesome to know that you have a community that accepts you the way you are. Because yesterday, I have to talk about the party. Yesterday, Sunday Cote gave me a little celebration. It was a congratulations banner on the wall, and there's lots of food, and lots of our community that's nearby showed up at Sunday's house. Even my previous spiritual community from Falls Church made the trek over, and it was so awesome to see everybody. And the cool part is that these two groups of people knew me at different stages of my life. The early people, when I first moved to Virginia and Blake was a little guy running around, what they all remembered was Blake was running around and I was chasing him. Every single person who said something about what they remember was that little guy running around. And yeah, that's always been my focus, my little kid. And then the Sunday's group, the CSL Leesburg group, Blake was a bit older by the time we started coming there. So it was more about how Charlene's just her energy and she just says whatever. It's awesome to be able to say whatever is on my mind and to know that this group of people, they're like, sure, be yourself. They're not sitting here and judging, uh-oh, she said it this way. Oh, let's check the bylaws. Or, well, that's not befitting of a practitioner, or that's not befitting of a minister. Because what we found is that we're people first. We're people, and we get to have the full color, all the rainbow and what we can't see of emotions, of reactions. We get to grow and we get to love each other all through the midst of it. None of us in this group are waiting for each other to, oh, well, I'll wait till she gets it together and then I'll love her. That could be forever. I think it's clear. Because who we are when we show up is who we are, just as we are. We are loved. And we also hold the highest vision for each other. So even though somebody might come to me in a low point, I know that's not who they are, not in their soul, right? Come on. You're having a bad day. We each can have a bad day and not get thrown out with the bathwater just because you have a bad day or you have a bad debate. Anyone? Anyone? You no, people are not terrible once they have a bad day. Everything they did up at that point is horrible. No, stop it. Everybody is on a trajectory. There are ups and downs, and we love them all the way through it. It's easy to do with our pets, harder to do with our people, yet it is required. So the love that we have for each other is that love that the highest in us has for the highest in them. And we get to show up and be whoever we want to be in that moment. We get to evolve in front of other people. We don't have to wait to be perfect. We show up as we are. So that is the spectrum. We have a rainbow spectrum of color. And everybody can embrace any part of that spectrum at any time and be loved for it. But let me tell you something. When you are in your fabulousness, I guess I'll call it, you will shine and it will be contagious. And it gives other people permission to also step into theirs. And that's the idea. Now, I'm not saying that nobody likes beige. Beige can be a great color. But if you're a beige wearer from head to toe because of a bad experience when you were 5, when you played with color and didn't go well, and now for some reason all you wear is beige, what I would like to encourage you to do is toss on a scarf with that beige. Just take baby steps. Tie a small scarf around your neck, and all of this is metaphorical. I hope that you are getting that part. And show up with that little pop of color and see how it goes. Since it's metaphorical, let's do another one. Let's say that around certain people, you drop a lot of F-bombs, and then around other people, you don't drop any F-bombs. To me, that is kind of maybe you're just being respectful. That's fine. But if you really want to, but you're not sure if you're going to offend these people, and you've actually trimmed yourself from this when you're around certain friends to this when you're around other people, and if it's uncomfortable, I encourage you, drop one. It's like a single scarf on a beige outfit. Drop one F-bomb. Check the pulses. You might find out that everyone else like, oh my God, thank God. We thought you were a prude because you're going to that spiritual center. And so you might find that everybody just relaxes. Or you might find that those people run away and they're clutching their pearls. I would say that's not your tribe. So again, with an idea of appropriateness, and make sure that you're not being completely crazy, because you should probably keep the job that you have and not throw it all away because Charlene said to run in there and just curse. No, just play a little bit, live a little more closely to where you're coming from internally. My goal for you, and definitely for me, is to live a life where the outside matches the inside, where my outside is not such a curated, carefully plucked and chosen set of appearances to where when I get home, I just let it all hang out and they're nothing alike. To me, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of energy. And when we can be in alignment with ourselves, that's called being in integrity. Guess what? You free up a lot more energy that can be placed toward, you got it, finding your purpose and living your purpose. If we don't have to hold everything tight, clenched up, if we could simply relax and show up being our highest selves and our truest self, then how much more energy will we have to spend on whatever? Last week, I taught a class at Google Corporation. I went to teach on site. Normally I don't. Normally I teach from this desk. And this time, though, I went into Reston 2 days in a row, and I'm teaching for a company that has they scaled up. So they have a lot of new employees who only know each other from Zoom. So they said, what better way to get everybody jazzed up for this whole Google Cloud thing? Let's have everybody fly in to the DC area. Let's go to the Reston office and take a class. And so, of course, Charlene, you're nearby. Can you come teach? Okay, fine, I'll come teach. So I go in the room, and there are 16 students, and I'm in the room. I think everybody's there. They're all men, and they're all white, except for one young man who was black sitting right in front of me. I'm like, well, at least I got the one black guy. But I decided to say out loud, where y'all ladies at? Where the ladies at? And I realized, I'm probably going to get it. I'm going to get in trouble, but I can't help myself. I just came off of teaching 4,300 women online how to use cloud. And here's a room full of all men. I had to say it. Well, they were like, oh, yeah, she's coming. And then she comes in. She's a black woman. I'm like, hey. Of course, not physically. I did not have a reaction. But inside, I'm like, confetti, the confetti emoticon. So we're sitting at lunch, and I'll end with this. Sitting at lunch, and it just so happened that the three people who were black were at one end of the lunch table, and we're talking about being black in a white world of IT, being a woman in the white world of male IT. And the one lady says to me that she pretty much keeps her head down and she works, and doesn't really try to spend a whole lot of time saying stuff, sticking her head out. And it's because there are sometimes some microaggressions at her job, which we all have. And I did ask her some questions, and I'm not trying to change her, just trying to listen. I did notice that when we do come at our position in a way that's protecting against possible microaggressions, that does steal some of our joy. It steals some of our light. And I know that at work, this woman's doing fine. She's very smart, asked me a lot of questions. It was great. Everybody else was quiet. She's like, I have a question. Love that. And for her life, where she is right now, what she's doing is perfect for her. And I look back and I saw how many times it was true for me too. And now as I move into listen, I'm old now. I get to be all ornery and cantankerous. I get to say stuff and then and laugh and run out the room. I don't work there. That's what I grew to. But I see the evolution of when you can own yourself and know that you are different and amazing. And yes, the universe is full of different. It's full of diversity, but we have unity in this diversity. We are all one, but we're so different. And when we can come in and just be ourselves and not have to check the faces to see if I ruffled any feathers, that leaves more energy for you to do even more, be who you are. And so for me, I'm just knowing that everybody that I come into contact with, what first and foremost, I tell myself, just be a presence of love, a presence of listening, and then offer space, a what if, just a what happens if. Because what I know to be true is our affirmation for this day. And I'll end with this. I am a unique expression of God and a blessing to life. Let's go within and pray. There is only one divine energy moving through this entire existence, this universe, this multiverse. Whatever this is called life, it is imbued and totally involved by and through source. This is the divine energy that holds us together, that has given birth to our true selves, that in each and every one of us, there is this divine flavor that is never going to be repeated again, and that we have access to this internal higher self. And that through this energy, this connection to our true self comes all the power that we need to affect change, to allow us to step into our greater yet to be, to allow us to unfold into this beautiful, never before seen flower that doesn't have to be like anything else. This radiance comes from our true nature. And right here, right now, we're chipping away and we're removing anything that is unlike this true self about us. And so I speak my word that everything in our lives as we move forward into this week is a reflection of who we truly are, that we bring this higher energy and we change in a ripple effect manner the lives of all those around us simply because we choose to evolve, we choose to grow, and we choose to unfold. And in this energy of oneness and divine connection, I speak my word for Uncle Mike and for Kristen's friend Joe. May they be blessed and may the people around them help with the healing and the revealing of their true nature, because it is a village. It takes a village, and healness is unfolding now. And also for Kristen, we celebrate her children, Lily and Allie, and just celebrating the lives of these beautiful young ladies as they grow into who they are becoming. And so I speak my word for this whole spiritual community, that we love each other, we lift each other up, and we know that we are wonderful just the way we are. I release my word into this law of yes. I let it go and let it be. And so it is. Ashe.
I know you know this song, so everything that Shar said will be illuminated through these lyrics, and I hope you'll sing them with me. Excuse me, Reverend Charlene. I get it right. You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged. Oh, I realize it can be hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all when the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy. I can't remember when I last saw you laughing. I know that this world makes you crazy. If it takes all that you can bear, just call me up, 'cause you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. You shine like a rainbow.
Well, now is the time to bless the donations that are shared today. At CSL Leesburg, we believe in the law of circulation. So we are a tithing community. The donation shared with our center bless everyone, those who give and those who receive. Your donation helps our center, our CSL home organization, as well as organizations that support our vision of helping to create a world that works for everyone. We're always looking for suggestions of organizations that we should consider. You can go to our website and click Give. Please look at our screen. There are many ways to give. It's easy to find a way that works best for you. You may also go to our website, cslleesburg.org, and click the Donate button. We thank you for your support, no matter how you are giving. Take that gift physically or mentally and place it over your heart. And join us in the affirmation of oneness. The presence of spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. And therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. Holy Boldness announcements for June. Alternating Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, please join us for our dream study. As Charlene mentioned, we often have insights into changes in our lives, into problem solutions. Our dreams speak to us from our subconscious, and it helps in a community to unpack the symbols and the weird things that happen in dreams. They sometimes seem like they're out of the blue, but when you talk about it, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and maybe this is something I need to think more about. So I hope to see you in the dream study group. And as we end this sacred time together, once again, place your hand over your heart and say, I am love. I am love. Now point at someone near you, to our members or guests on the screen or around you, or a picture, or just think of that person and say, you are love.
You are love. You
And
are
now
love.
put your hands up in the air and give us some love sprinkles by saying, it's all love.
It's
all love.
love.
And if you can stay for a few more minutes, please feel to join us as we share our pearls, those little nuggets of truth that we spoke in our service. And if you're a visitor, please stay and introduce yourself. We'd love to have the opportunity to officially greet you. And if you have to leave us, please know that you will have a day filled with love, joy, and blessing. And thank you for joining us today.